The Cowboys are looking to add extra competition and the wide receiver room. There's this wide receiver from Indiana by the name of Ty Fryfogle. Yes, that's a weird name. And shout out to him. He's a Mississippi native. And one thing you can see out of his film, he can high point the ball, bring it and pull it out of the sky. Got really soft hands. He can run inside in, outside routes pretty good. In my opinion, this guy is a person that people better pay attention to, especially during the off season. Now, will he be able to walk on water? No. He can probably catch that ball and pull it out of the sky before it hit the water if you're looking for somebody like that. Now, 2020 season, he had a remarkable game against the Ohio State Buckeyes. He caught 218 yards against them with 7 receptions and 3 tubs. That's 3 touchdowns, and that's hard to do against that Ohio State Buckeyes defense, and he was able to do that. Find the top of the defense and pull the ball in, and on top of that, his yak action is crazy. And when you look at his overall film, of course, against the Michigan Wolverines, he had 11 receptions for 200 yards and 2 touchdowns in that game. I think that Ty brings in an element of competition for all of the wide receivers, especially other undrafted wide receivers in this 2022 class. On top of that, Jalen Tolbert, yes, he is the class favorite that was drafted, but if you look at Ty's game, body size, 6'1.5", 205 pounds, kind of similar to Jalen Tolbert. And both of those guys can greet the ball and pull it out of the sky. With Ty, yes, he's a 4'4" guy, 4'5"-ish, right around that speed. When you look at the tape, you don't see a lot of separation out of his game. And even when you look at Jalen Tolbert, you don't see a lot of separation. Nevertheless, what I'm looking for is the dog mentality. And that is what Ty Fryfogle brings to the table. That dog mentality. I'm not afraid if the competition is great. I'm going to showcase my talent and raise myself up to that level of competition. Hear me out. 2021, this past season, yes, he didn't show up a lot. They had changes of quarterbacks, a whole bunch of different things and philosophies on how they approach to the game. That could have been a reason why that Ty Fryfogle dropped out of the draft or what have you, and his level of consistency. He never had 1,000 yards in his collegiate career. Well, but if you look at it, if you look at the collective picture, the dude had 14 touchdowns, and that's nothing to sneeze at. And on top of that, with the musical chairs with quarterbacks that they had in that program, you got to give it up for Ty Fryfogle. He will try to compete as well as other guys that's undrafted. This is a competition, and we would know everything about the Cowboys. Are they trying to do the political football, or they're going to give the job to the best man that win? Think of this, Dontario Drummond, similar to Ty Fryfogle, really similar. 16 touchdowns is nothing to sneeze at, and I think he had 1 rushing, so 17 collective touchdowns in his collegiate career out of the Ole Miss football program. And I look at Dontario Drummond as a guy that you really have to pay close attention to him. He is a guy that can take the top off the defense, as well as this is a guy that can also find the soft spots in the zone and creep inside for those intermediate short routes. And you got to look at it. Even with Dontario Drummond, you can get back to some of those sneak plays where the wide receiver can throw the ball. He got some of that Cedric Wilson in him. So this will be a matchup in a battle that we're looking at, Dontario Drummond and Ty Fryfogle. Now, granted, iron sharpen iron, steel sharpen steel. I like the competition level. Simi Fehoko should be looking at this saying, oh, I'm the 6'4", 4'3" guy that the coaching staff already said that they're going to try me at that hybrid look of tight end. But these boys should be banging on the table saying, hey, give me the opportunity as well to display my talent, to showcase what we can do. And those wide receivers should be out there in training camp and as well as trying to compete. As much as people can look at this particular draft and say, well, why were these guys not drafted? Well, Ty Fryfogle, they had a 5th round grade on him. But this wide receiver class was a big, huge class, right? A lot of wide receivers out of this class, and there were a lot of people in this draft class due to the previous pandemic year that a lot of people said, well, we're going to play for one more year of eligibility before they entered into the draft. And I get it. The survival of the fittest. You want the best of the best out there, but give these guys a chance and opportunity to prove and showcase to themselves. You don't run a 4-4 by mistake, and quite frankly, you don't catch 3 touchdowns against the Ohio State by mistake, as well as a pro-style football team on the defensive side for the Michigan Wolverines. He caught 11 receptions for 200 yards. You just don't do that by mistake and get 2 tubs. He actually made Dax Hill look a fool out there on the field. So, and I'm not saying that Dax Hill was a shutdown nickel slot guy that you can't get any yards against him, but Ty Fryfogle in those biggest of the biggest games, he showed up on Sean Wade for the Ohio State, and he showed up on some quality DBs that were drafted. So do not shut the window down of these guys coming in and making some noise during this offseason. I get it. A lot of people may look at drafted players and put them on a high pedestal, but there's always somebody with that willing determination to step in, to show up and show out. And if you got some money down, I'm not saying to bet, but, man, look at the heart of the player. That's one thing you can't measure, right? The heart, that dog mentality in Ty Fryfogle, a Mississippi native. You know how I love my Mississippi boys. This is about to be a dog fight for their role, and I want the best of the best to be out there to fight for their role. Now, granted, TJ Vasher, Semi Fihoko, all of those boys are going to fight for their role. Noah Brown, he's been here for forever, right?
He ain't lying.
But let's see how the cream rises to the top. Let this be a battle for the best wide receiver to get out there. Don't roll out the comfortable bed for Jalen Tolbert. No, let him and make him fight for that role. Right, Cowboy Nation? Post me your thoughts. Post me your concerns. Ty Fryfogle is a guy. Pay attention. Look him up. Let's see if he can make this team. That's been my time. I really thank you all for yours. DC for life. Salute.